All right. No, it's fine. You got it on the phone. I got it on my little.
I have the 21st century version, and Andrew has the antiquated pen on paper.
A little piece of paper, a little square.
A little piece of paper. Folded up. A little sad piece of paper. It's time for another top 10 because why not?
Yeah.
Everyone's doing top 10s.
Should we have some sort of theme music if we're going to keep doing this?
We definitely should.
Okay.
Let's do our top 10 steel hyper coasters.
Not wood?
They're not. There's none, right? I had to think about that for a second. There aren't any, right?
Son of Beast is gone.
Son of Beast was one, and that's gone.
It's winner by default.
What should we really call this? Top 10 airtime machines, right?
Yeah.
We're including anything. It doesn't have to be only 200 level.
Well,
300 footers can be in here as well. It's just the top 10 steel airtime machines.
Yeah, I'd have to adjust my list if we're not including 300 footers.
Yeah, well, we talked about this beforehand.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, we do sometimes discuss something before the microphones go on. Sometimes. Just briefly. And we did talk about this, and we decided, yes, this will be all open to all airtime machines. So those steel rides without inversions, where the main goal is just to give you drops in airtime. We're going to hash out our own personal thanks for riding top 10 between our individual lists.
Yeah.
That we've both done and have not disclosed to one another yet. So this is all surprises. How are we doing this? You want to start? You start, Andrew.
Oh, okay, I'll start.
Start with your number 10.
My number 10 airtime machine.
Oh no, you're laughing already.
Yeah, I don't know if
we should mention this too. We both created these lists a few months back.
At least 6 months ago.
Yeah, it's been a while, and so we're probably going to be surprising ourselves too. First, just in going through our own lists, and then plus we don't know what each other exactly thinks about this, so
yeah,
it's all kind of fun here. It's all being done live here.
I kind of forgot what I wrote down.
Yeah, and you're already laughing.
Yeah,
What'd you do?
I don't know if I agree with 10 now.
Are you drunk?
Now that I'm looking at it.
And along those lines, we also should mention this is all United States and Canada.
Right.
We're sticking within that realm.
Okay. So anyway, my number 10 airtime machine that I put down a bunch of months ago is Leviathan at Canada's Wonderland.
All right.
So that's a 300 footer right off the bat.
Yeah, you got that right on your list. At the bottom, though.
I don't know if...
if you agree with yourself?
Yeah.
This is starting out great, folks.
I don't know if really Leviathan should be on my list.
Do you want to revise your choice right here?
I think I might.
Okay. What's not on your list that you'd rather have on there?
Maybe Steel Eel? That's going the other way. That's under 200 feet.
Right. But, we established we're just airtime machines.
Yeah.
We're not worried about exact height categories.
I think I like that better. Steel Eel at SeaWorld San Antonio.
Yes, San Antonio, Texas.
That had hard airtime. It kind of hurt a little bit actually, because it was really throwing you out and throwing you back down into the seat.
But it hurts so good.
Yeah, but every hill was just chock full of airtime. Great little airtime machine. Yeah, Leviathan, it's a little on the short side, I think. And I remember not liking all of it. I like parts of it.
I mean, I'm sure if you look it up, track footage, I think it's really long.
Well, if you're going 300 feet, but it kind of has to be by default,
it goes
right?
through the course really quick.
Yeah.
Leviathan for me has been eclipsed by its now sister ride. So
Yeah.
and then we'll get to all that later. So for me, I don't know. It's hard for me to even exactly remember it that well.
Yeah.
You know. All right, so you're officially striking that off as your first entry, which is your number 10 entry.
Yeah, I'm more comfortable with Steel Eel there. I like it better.
So you stole my thunder because my number 10 is Steel Eel.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Yeah. That is my, it rounds out my top 10. But it had to be on there because I do thoroughly enjoy that ride.
Yeah. Oh, what a coincidence. That's weird.
That is a great roller coaster. We had so much fun on that. We did it as many times as we could.
Oh, yeah, we did it a lot.
In that day that we spent at SeaWorld San Antonio. Definitely the best thing there in an otherwise pretty dead park. A lot of dead space. Park that's way too big for itself. But Steel Eel just came together. I think it's just some magic there. It's just the perfect angles. Morgan! Did a great job with that one. And yeah, it's like every drop gets you. And you don't miss the extra 20 or 30 feet at all. You know, when you ride that, it doesn't matter that it doesn't actually attain 200 feet. So it's not as high as most of the airtime machines. At least every other one that's on my list. It's the shortest one in terms of height. But, I mean, it's great.
Yeah, 150 feet. That's all you need.
It proves that. This ride really does prove that size isn't everything.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
It does all the great airtime maneuvers in a smaller package. Number 10, Steel Eel. How do we do this then? Did you do every other? Is that how we did this?
Oh, okay.
Last time? I think that's how we did it.
Sure.
So I'll continue then with my number 9, airtime machine. For this one, I have a feeling we're going to be in disagreement with position, but I have it down at number 9. Apollo's Chariot.
All right.
So this is one that we re-upped on last season, summer of 2017. So I've done it recently again, and it is always more fun than I remember it. Of course, it's a B&M, one of the early B&M airtime machines.
I thought it was the first.
Is this the actual first one?
Well, I'm sorry. It shares it with Raging Bull.
Ah, okay. They did two. They did an out and back and a twister style in the first year that they ever built one of these type of roller coasters. And it still stands as a great airtime machine. I do love it a lot. I have a lot of nostalgia with it. But even so, it holds up on its own merits. Like, I think even if I had ridden it for the first time more recently, like it's still a lot of fun. It's very well designed. One of the few B&M hypers that doesn't come right off the lift with the drop. It levels out, gives you that level out, and then you drop, which does change the experience a bit. And I don't know, cool turnaround, cool kind of wacky, not just the helix, not just that sort of hammerhead or whatever they ended up calling that Nitro has, and they repeated that a lot of times after. But it doesn't have that. It had like just a wackier. Like they weren't really quite sure what to do, but it kind of turned out really cool that way. I think actually, they came up with something kind of neat. I knew I wanted it on my top 10, but as I was going through, it just kept going down and down, and it ended up at number 9. I just can't rank it up there with my most favorite airtime machines. It lacks a bit in size and intensity, I suppose.
Okay.
But it's still great. And I mean, let's face it, these are all top 10 rides. So in the end, I mean, every one of these rides I'd love to ride again and again, even in the upcoming years. So that's my number 9. What do you got?
Number 9 for me is Mako. Or Mako.
Is it? Yeah, okay.
Well, we did a whole review of it. It's the first half or 2/3 is really incredible. It's like a better Nitro, where it has like the same kind of it's almost the same exact layout.
It's almost the same layout.
Yeah,
but with steeper angles.
Just like
that. They're more. I guess they're capable of some steeper angles today than they were.
It's like if you thought it was possible to juice up Nitro, like they did it somehow. Yeah. But the reason why it ranks at number 9 is because they really fucked up the last third of it or whatever it is, and it really kind of ruins the ride.
Yeah,
unfortunately, where it just kind of meanders and then goes out by the entrance of the ride by the water and does some really bad turnaround move, and some sappy music comes on, and
Oh, that's right.
the ride experience really grinds to a halt. But man, what a part of a ride.
Yeah. Yeah, it almost becomes a showpiece. Like they use the end of the ride to look cool from off-ride. Instead of it actually riding well for the riders or being a proper finale.
Right, it definitely
never does that.
Definitely felt like ride experience like a back seat for the finale. And that should never happen. That's really bad. So, that's my number 9.
I mean, it made it though. So
it did. Well, it's like
so the
beginning is
half,
so good.
Yeah,
I can't deny it.
You like the first half that much that
it
still had to make your top 10. Okay. Well, then you should continue.
Oh,
with number 8, if you're ready. You got to be. You had 6 months to think of this.
Yeah.
You better be ready.
All right, number 8, airtime machine for me. Intimidator 305.
Oh, big boy.
Yeah, Intamin, giant schlonger at King's Dominion.
305 feet.
Yeah.
That's where they get the 305 from.
Not like a lot of airtime on this one, but just a crazy fuck of a ride.
Yeah.
Where it's just so intense, pulling so many G's. I still gray out almost every time on that first turnaround at the bottom of the first drop.
Oh, yeah, even the modified version.
Still, even after they modified it.
Still gets you.
Yeah. It's so fast. It whips through that course at lightning speed. And those quick changes back and forth, those quick right to left, side to side kind of changes are a lot of fun. It's a cool ride. I mean, I don't know. It's got to bring even the most seasoned rider to their knees, I feel like. It's a lot of ride to try and wrangle.
Yeah, I think I know what you're saying. I could go with that. Yeah, it does.
So
it's a humbling experience.
Yeah.
In a way, it's like, wow, I can still be just taken for a ride.
Yeah,
Even
right.
if you've ridden like 1,000 roller coasters, it's like it still can get you. That ride just takes you.
I think so.
The name is completely apt. I mean, it is intimidating.
Yeah.
It is the Intimidator. It really is.
Yeah. It's one of like maybe 3 rides where I do get just the teensiest bit nervous when I step into the train and sit down. Just the teensiest bit.
Yeah, you can't help it.
Yeah.
As you're going up. You go up so fast.
Oh, that's great, too.
Such a quick lift.
Yeah, that cable lift is excellent. All right, so that's my 8.
That's your number 8. All right, well, then my number 8 is Magnum XL 200.
Oh. All right. Interesting. I didn't think it was going to be so low on your list.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
I guess when I just started stacking things up, that's just how it fell.
Okay.
Again, another ride that I knew I wanted it to be on there. Had to be on my top 10 airtime machines. Just wasn't sure where it would fall, and then this is where it ended up falling. This is, of course, the famous roller coaster that's credited with really kicking off the whole steel airtime machine genre. And it is, of course, a classic Arrow. Signed by Ron Toomer. You know I love Arrow. Mr. Arrow over here. The Arrow had to be on here. And there it is. Number 8, though, because I'm not going to try to pretend that even if Arrow innovated it, I'm not going to try to pretend that they perfected it or that they made the best standing example ever of a steel airtime machine. That's just not true. I mean, I can love Arrow, but I can also admit that. I can be fair. Magnum just has its own personality. It's definitely the roughest of all the rides on my list. As I'm looking at it overall, it probably is the roughest airtime machine out there, right? In the country.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a class of ride that's not known for being rough, because regardless of who made, there's a bunch of different manufacturers represented here. Yet, it's harder actually to make these rough, because you're not inverting and doing some of the more intricate maneuvers, so it's easier for these to be smooth on steel rails. Yet, of course, Arrow still managed to make at least the turnaround. They still managed to find ways to make that a little bumpy and rough.
Yeah. Magnum, it might be kind of the bumpiest, but it's not the airtime machine I think that hurts the most that's out there. But we'll get to that.
No. Yeah, it's, 'cause it's got pretty nice open air trains, and, the restraints aren't terrible. It's restraints that end up killing when it comes to pain on airtime machines. Because you are ejected into them a lot, and so if the restraint doesn't sit in the right place, it can kill. But yeah, so Magnum, it's on the beach. I mean, the placement does definitely add an aspect to that ride. It's just the fact that it's like literally riding along a beach, and then at night when there's no light, it's a beach, so there's no lights on it, so it's so dark at night. It's a great night ride. Just got to keep your mouth closed. Watch out for those Cedar Point bugs. There's a lot of those flying around at night. Gets swarmed sometimes. We've seen. Again, it's the first steel airtime machine. It's like considered to be the first shot in the coaster wars of the entire decade of the 90s that ensued. So it's got a lot of history. But regardless, I wouldn't rank it high just for history. I mean, I do love the ride. It's a great ride. I always love going on it. It's Magnum. Can't go wrong.
Yeah.
I continue, I think. I'm going up to number 7 now. All right. My number 7 airtime machine, Raging Bull. This is where I put Raging Bull. This, for me, was an interesting one because I don't know, up until like the last time or two that we've been to that park, I don't know if it would have even ranked in my top 10. And then I feel like I've gotten to know this ride better with constant re-rides, but not within any one day, but over the years. Because at this point now, we've been to that park, I think, 3 separate seasons?
Yeah.
And like each time, we've done this ride like 1 or 2 times each time, and like I think I've liked it more. I think I've liked it more every time. At first, I didn't understand it. I was like, why did B&M even try to do a twister? This is kind of bad. And then I guess I loosened up and went in with less expectation, and then it just got better and better. And, up to the last time we did it, it's like, it really is a lot of fun. It really is great. It is B&M, and they know what they're doing. No one's going to debate that, I don't think. And it is a twister, and it's a different take on the hyper airtime machine because you're constantly going back and forth, and you're not just having your drops one after another. But it's smooth as hell, of course, it's B&M. And it's like, you do get great air on the drops, and it's paced really well. And then a couple of the helixes later in the ride, you guys still got great speed, and those are a lot of fun. I don't know, that's the trick for me. It's just a great ride. Last couple of times I came off that thing, and you go into that mile-long walk that is the exit of that ride. I remember just being like all smiles and all happy, and just like, wow, that was really great. It's a lot of fun. So for me, it had to go up here, and it's as high as number 7. That's where it ranks for me.
And that's where it ranks for me as well.
Wow! All right, our first. Well, you had kind of a retroactive choice in Steel Wheel that ended up matching up, and now this is our first just complete matchup. Without any changes. Okay.
Yeah, everything you said, I agree with. So I don't really have anything to add there.
It ain't no bullshit.
No, it's really not raging bullshit after all.
It ain't no raging bullshit. It's raging bull. It's got some bull balls. It's got some edge to it. Yeah, it's cool. Good ride.
All right.
So that's okay. Nothing else to add there.
No.
So you want to shoot right up to number 6?
6, yeah. 6 for me is Magnum.
Actually, higher on your list.
Yeah.
That is shocking. Okay.
I kind of surprised myself when I put this together because when I think airtime machines, I always think of the B&Ms and the Intamins before I think of Magnum.
Yeah.
But I don't know. That's where
understandable.
That's where it landed. Yeah, I don't know if I really have much to add to what you said on that one. Also, it's fun, but yeah, it's not the best one, and it's good.
No.
Good, solid.
But it's solid. Yeah, it's in both our top 10s. Yeah, I think the turnaround lacks maybe the most. The first idea of a turnaround was kind of a little weak. It's like not a complete helix. It's not.
Yeah,
it just kind of it's like the pretzel shaped turnaround, but it's just kind of lackluster. And then it happens
like a ball sack,
and then it's like rough at the same time. So it's But the out and the back, besides the turnaround, are both great. Drops in tunnels, I think at one point or maybe 2 points in the ride. Doesn't it actually drop in a tunnel, that's pretty cool. And I don't feel like not enough did that after that. There's a lot of drops into tunnels, but like later in the ride, you're entering a tunnel and then you drop still in a tunnel,
I think you're right.
which is a neat thing to do, and I think not enough have done that. But okay,
so
that's all I can add for there.
you're up to 6 now.
Now my 6. Okay, my number 6, Titan.
Okay.
This is where-
Interesting.
Okay. So this is. Oh Lord, where is this? This is over Texas.
Yeah.
Okay, this is Six Flags over Texas, right? Okay. I want to make sure I get this right.
Svat.
This is the Giovanola machine, right?
Joe Vanola?
Joe Vanola, I know him. Fixes my car. This is them. Probably the only one of theirs that I like. It's so strange. It's like it's the same layout, right? Is it mirror image or is it
I think it's
exactly
mirror
the same-
image.
mirror image to Goliath at Six Flags Magic Mountain?
Yeah.
And having just re-upped on that too this past season, I still don't really like it.
No, that ride sucks.
It's like not good, and yet Titan just came together, and I got to imagine it's what Giovanola wanted to make, even with Goliath, which came first. So Titan, I know we loved it. We couldn't get enough of it. I think we snuck one in, didn't we? Like it was like a final run deal where it wasn't exactly on the list, but we managed to sneak, or it was an extra one we got in or something. We it was at one point we weren't even sure if we were going to get it again because we'd already done it in the day, and then we still snuck one in because we had to.
Yeah.
We had to experience it at night.
And it's also in a dead end. It's not like in the loop, so it's a little harder to get to.
Yeah, like in your final run, you got to have a little extra time to navigate that. But we managed to do it because it's such a good ride.
Another one that has a lot of punch to it, pulls a lot of G's, but not like the bad gray out G's that are on Goliath.
No, it's just a great ride. Yeah, a great edgy ride. Probably for me in my list, the first of the real more extreme rides. Before this, I had Steel Wheel, Palace Chariot, Magnum, Raging Bull.
Okay.
All those are a little bit softer and easier on you. With me, I think I'm going to kind of ramp up with the intensity as I go.
Okay.
Because in the end, I guess I like the more intense rides the best. I rank those the highest. So Titan is number 6, still bottom half, but the first one that's got a little more edge to it. So that was my number 6, rounding out my bottom 5.
So you're doing 5?
I'll do another one, sure.
Okay, so now we're getting into top 5 here.
All right, this is the top 5 territory. Now we're in the real great stuff, right? This is getting down to the nitty gritty, the real top roller coasters out there.
Top dogs.
So my number 5, airtime machine, Intimidator 305.
Oh.
So 305 gets number 5.
Okay. So you like it that much.
Neither one of us number 3.
Yeah.
I mean, it would have been apropos with Dale Earnhardt.
Oh.
Famously drove the number 3.
Yeah. Better look next time, I guess.
Yeah. Okay, you're surprised it's even this high. I see.
No, I know you like it more than me.
Yeah. It is a kick-ass ride.
Yeah.
Well, all right. Well, maybe then now I just said something before, just a couple minutes ago, that I'll go back on, or you'll see that's not going to be true. Because this is like the most extreme airtime machine that's ever been built, I think, at least in this country.
Yeah.
So, all right, it's not going to actually be a progression of nothing but getting more extreme, because then this would have to be number 1 for me. And it's not. It's number 5. So it's not exactly going to be that, but, I'll have more extreme stuff in the top 5. This is where it ended up for me. You already went through it. I mean, it's an incredible experience. It's like an experience unto itself almost. It's almost not an airtime machine. It's almost like becomes something else because it is just this weird, crazy speed. It's like a speed machine almost. But, I mean, for all intents and purposes, I think it fits this category, and I don't see any reason why it shouldn't be here. We both did it. Mm-hmm. Why not? So that's my number 5.
Okay.
So now you're number 5. You're the beginning of your top 5.
My number 5 is Steel Force, Dorney Park.
Ah, all right. This is like near and dear to us.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
I could see this not ranking so high, or maybe not even at all on other people's lists. But we like grew up with this ride, and I really think it is that good, though. I'm not putting it on here just for the hell of it.
Yeah.
Every hill, you're getting air. And that the turnaround where you just pick up so much speed and it really gets intense, especially towards the end. Just a giant helix. It's really a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And probably the best of those, of the Morgan Hyper series. You know, I think I like it better than Mamba and Wild Thing and Steel Eel. I like it better than Magnum because it has connections to Arrow. So it's kind of a continuation, but they like smoothed it out. They smoothed out the Magnum idea and, and improved on it.
They kind of improved on the track. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's fantastic.
Well, okay. You made this easy for me.
Okay.
To throw it to me. Well, no, wait a minute. You go first.
Oh.
Don't you go first? No, let's go out of order. What the fuck?
Yeah, all right.
My number 4 is Steel Force.
Okay.
So there you go. That's why I said that.
Yeah.
I know you should reveal 4 first, but since
fine.
it's the same ride, what the hell?
Yeah.
And yeah, just to piggyback on, or just to camelback on what you said. Right? Camelbacks? Camelbacks or bunny hills? What term do you like better? Come at us now. That's like a silly one, right? That's like a goofy thing we would not do. Well, no one listens to this anyway.
Yeah.
So you need to have listeners first.
Yeah.
To do stuff like that.
That's true.
True. And then also, it's also just kind of dumb and silly.
Yeah.
But yeah, Steel Force. No, it is great. It does stand up with the big boys and all the other parks that are much larger than Dorney. And it's great. Yeah, it's like every drop gets you. That turnaround is excellent. And I also agree. I think best of the Morgan series.
Yeah.
I also agree.
You know, those restraints are really good on that too. They're really comfortable. It's really just a simple seatbelt and just a bar, like a bar. It's nothing fancy at all.
Doesn't even like touch you though.
Yeah, right. But that's it's
so comfortable. Yeah.
The ride is just engineered so well that you don't even notice that it's there.
Yeah, it is great. You could just kind of get your air and enjoy it. Yeah, I mean, like the Cadillac of trains. Like Morgan is, if you know roller coasters, Morgan is known for. They're so roomy.
Yeah,
you could eat a meal on those things. You get a tray out in front of you. Eat your breakfast while you're riding that thing in the morning. A couple fun tunnels. Rides like the entire length of the park. I think that ride actually feels bigger because it's in that park, which is a medium to smaller size park, and then that actually magnifies the scope of that ride. It's just because it literally travels the entire back length of the park, and it it just makes it seem so huge. So it's number 4 for me. It's one up.
Okay.
Because I love that ride.
Yeah, I have a feeling from here on out we're gonna have the same ones. It's just gonna be what's the order?
Okay, all right.
Probably.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. So yeah, Steel Force, special ride for me. I love that ride.
Okay, even though I just said that, that's not going to be the case with my number 4 though.
Oh, okay. Well, now it is your turn to number 4.
Okay, so my number 4 is Apollo's Chariot. I ranked it really high.
Oh, okay. I know you do like that ride more than I do.
Yeah, I really love it. It is. You said it. It is always better than I remember. It always blows me away.
Oh, but you'll say that too. Okay.
Yeah.
'Cause I know you like it more, but yet it's even better than that.
Yeah, I always forget just how good it is.
Okay.
I don't know if I really have anything else to add to what you said earlier. So now your number 3?
All right. My number 3. Now my top 3. Wow. Getting up there. Fury 325. This is the sister ride to Leviathan that we mentioned briefly earlier. Giant ride, 325 feet. Like, just power is the word, I think, for this one. Now, we've done a review on this. We must have, right?
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we've done a more thorough look at the whole thing, but it is just powerful and awesome. And really, for me, the best of this height class. So that'll sort of betray a little something about what's left for me. But yeah, the best of the 300-foot class. Does it right. This is it. This is the one. Because it has power, but it still manages to deliver airtime. just it hauls ass. I mean, especially the 300-foot rides really do. I mean, you can't not. Once you go up that high, unless you're going to break it down the drop, which thankfully none of these do, they're all going to hit pretty high speeds at the bottoms. And then, but this has some speed elements. There's that weird speed banked part, like over the entry path from the parking lot, I think.
Yeah.
And where it purposely stays lower to the ground a little bit, so you can just enjoy more speed. And but it still has other big airtime hills later, so it doesn't just go low to the ground like Intimidator does and then just stay there. It does go back up high and then gives them some great airtime moments later on in the ride as well. I swear, I think it's like the last hill on the ride is still like 150 feet or something.
It could be
like the high, which is like the top height of Steel Eel.
Yeah,
where we started the list here. So it's just amazing. Yeah, just such a huge ride. It cannot be ignored, and it is one of my favorites. It's my top 3.
Yeah, where Leviathan felt kind of short, this feels full length.
It does. Yeah, I don't think I have any complaints about it, really. It's
oh no,
it's like perfect for what it is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it's great.
Okay,
so, you're number 3 now.
My number 3 is Nitro.
Wow,
Six Flags Great Adventure.
Wow. Okay.
I can't really say anything bad about Nitro. That's perfection.
Okay.
I mean, every hill you get air. It's not a straight out and back.
It's L-shaped out and back, I believe.
Yeah. So
it's got some character that way. Yeah.
So you have not only that what do you call it? That kind of turnaround.
Hammerhead.
Like a hammerhead turnaround.
Yeah, I think so.
It's got one of those, which is a lot of fun. But it also has a helix up later. But that helix is really intense. Even though it's a helix up, it's like 50-50 for me if I gray out on it.
I know. I think we've talked about all these things at some different points. But
yeah.
It's like if that was down, like it probably would kill you.
Yeah.
Or you definitely gray out.
And then those last couple of hops still just throwing you out of your seat. And I don't know. It's great. Such a great ride. Love it. Nitro.
Explodes!
Yeah. So my number 2 is Fury 325.
Wow. Okay. I like that. Okay.
Yeah, so when I thought about it, I think I kind of like Fury a little bit better. Maybe.
Okay. Maybe. Today, at least.
Yeah, today at least.
Well, that's how these things are, They change
it's tough.
From time to... Every time you think about it, it can be a little different.
It could also be... Well...
It's almost splitting hairs after a while with some of these top ones. That's why.
That's true, yeah. So, we just talked about Fury 325, so... There you go.
Okay.
So now you're number 2.
So nothing new to add? All right. Well, okay, so then here we are with just the, I think, different order. My number 2, Diamondback. Kings Island. Diamondback. Whew, B&M. Again, now we're in like B&M land over here.
Yeah.
It's like we're all B&Ms here. Just like every drop gets you.
Yeah.
Air on like every drop from the first to the last. It's a unique layout. It's like not exactly out and back, but it's not just... It's kind of, I guess, L-shaped too, like Nitro we just mentioned, but it's got a little more character to that, or than that. It's not just an L. I don't know. It's actually hard to memorize.
Yeah, it is.
Because it kind of has different distinct parts. It's like the part where it's going over existing park and midways, and then there's a whole other part where it goes like outside the park, and you're like in the woods, in the backwoods, out back of the park. And it's 2 distinct sort of sections. It's got a unique... Well, it's not as unique anymore, but the water finale, like the water break finale, where it fins on the back of the train hit a man-made lake of a pool of water that the track runs into at the end after the last drop. And you get that cool effect off the train. I guess it's a neat little way to add some natural braking. It's like green coasters. It's green braking, you don't have to use electricity or anything, or any mechanics of any kind. It's just using water to brake yourself. And it's cool when you're in the back of the train and you put your arms out and you can feel the mist and get a little wet. But only in the very back of the train can you get that. I love the steepness. Even the lift is very steep.
Yeah.
This was the first of that type, I think, for me at least, that I've encountered, where B&M went steeper with all their angles, and this is the first time I had experienced that, and it was great. I enjoyed it.
Yeah,
So-
weird trains on this one, though.
This has got those weird sort of staggered trains with the two outside seats being behind the two middle seats,
Yeah.
but yet the two middle seats still aren't the best, so it doesn't really work. It
doesn't.
yeah. And they kind of went back on it. Because then we talked about Fury, the 300-footer, that went back to just the regular hyper trains that they were doing from the beginning, like Apollo's Chariot and Raging Bull, where they're all four across in line. So they didn't really stick with this.
No.
It didn't really last. Also unique with Diamondback is it has seatbelts,
Oh, okay.
which is weird. But I think that's more of a park thing.
Yeah.
I think it's more of a Cedar Fair or just that park in particular. Kings Island likes to have seatbelts on everything. I don't know. Completely redundant if you ask me. But I'm not the safety manager of the park. What do I know, right?
Yeah.
But I think it's silly. All right, Diamondback. I can't wait to be Diamondback, baby. That's my number 2.
So, all right. So before you do your number 1, I'll just say my number 1 is Diamondback, since we're talking about it.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Although I don't really have anything else to add, but that's my favorite, the Diamondbacker.
Well, and then my number 1 is Nitro.
All right.
Yeah. Well, it had to be at this point, right?
Yeah.
It's like, now my number 1 is Intimidator at Carowinds. And then Nitro's just not on it. Doesn't rank. Now, there'd be something wrong with that. But, no, my number 1 is Nitro. Tough call, indeed. I kind of knew that Diamondback and Nitro were going to be my 1 and 2. I just didn't know how I was going to position them. And I don't know. Nitro just won out.
All right.
I
think Nitro is a touch more. Maybe I'm just thinking of that Helix. I was going to say it's a touch more intense, but I don't even really know.
Touch more intense, maybe. They're both pretty intense.
Yeah, I think they're equal, actually.
They're both pretty even. I don't know. Nitro's just a little more perfect, maybe.
Okay.
I think you even said that. Like, it's pretty perfect. Like, there's not much you really could do with that to make it any better. Diamondback, I love the steeper angles, and I do almost feel like there's a little more air in there, or it's a little more pronounced, I guess, because of the steeper angles. And I do like that. But their Helix, which is also up, it's just at a different point in the ride, or you just encounter it differently because it doesn't have the same bite. The Helix isn't crazy intense like Nitro's is. And that's probably the big divide between those rides, really. That's probably, if I had to say, there's anything that Diamondback doesn't do perfectly, it's that. That Helix is a little bit of a waste. It just kind of ends up being kind of wasted motion. It's just like, it's just to extend the length of the ride. It's not really much going on there. Whereas Nitro, it's an action-packed part of the ride just as much as anything else is. The rest of the stuff, though, is all pretty even between those two. But I don't know. I just appreciate Nitro, the perfection of that ride, more. It's like I can appreciate what Diamondback is if it's almost like a sequel to that ride, where it's like, well, what can you do? You're actually just going to build the exact same thing again, right? Although in parks you can, and it's not really a movie. It's not really a movie where you can't actually do the same thing. You can, in when it comes to rides, because it's halfway across the country. Why not? But still, they didn't want to, so they just did it with steeper angles, and I think it's a few feet higher, and they did that, and then it's a little different. It's not exact. There's some different drops in different places and whatnot, but I don't know. It just comes off a little less perfect, a little more herky-jerky. Not that it's a jerky ride in any way, but, you get what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. I got you.
This comes off a little bit of like, we did something already before. We perfected it already, so now we're just going to change a few things because we feel we should. Rather than the fact that they had to, or like we're not, Nitro didn't need any improvement, so it was tough to work from there. So I don't know. I just Nitro to me is just kind of the king. And it's, damn, like El Toro topped the wooden list. I hate to keep giving Six Flags Great Adventure so much credit, but because neither one of us, it's not our favorite park for sure.
Yeah.
Home park as it may be. But damn, I mean, they got great rides.
They do.
We've said it in the Great Adventure Park review. I mean, they do, and you can't deny it. So what's next? Quick combining.
Oh, you want to do combining? Yeah, sure.
Just combine them real quick first, and then we'll do the honorable mentions.
Sure. What was it again?
No.
Oh, I didn't write it down.
So Steel Eel, number 10.
Okay, so this is the Thanks for Writing official top 10 after we merged our lists here.
For today.
Yeah.
Ask us again in a few months, we'll change. All right, so number 10, Steel Eel. Number 9, Mako. Number 8, Titan at Over Texas. Number 7, Raging Bull. Number 6,
Magnum?
that's where Magnum fell.
Yeah.
And number 6, okay.
Yeah.
Magnum XL 200. Number 5, Intimidator.
305.
305. Number 4 is Steel Force.
No, Apollo's Chariot.
Number 4 is Apollo's Chariot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Number 3 is Steel
Number
Force.
3 is Steel Force. Number 2 is Fury, 325. And then tied for first, Nitro and Diamondback. Or Diamondback and Nitro.
Yeah. That's a bullshit list.
Either way. That is a lot of bullshit. Not of the raging kind. Well, you know, it's hard. They're all so good. It's such a good category of roller coaster, too, is the thing, too. And it's like, I mean, how many of these are the best ride in the park?
Oh, you want to do that?
Just looking real quick. Actually, I don't know if actually any of these are my favorite ride in any of these parks.
You asked.
Yeah. Well, it's like...
Magnum's definitely not.
It's like Magnum's definitely not. Apollo's Chariot's definitely not.
Apollo's right.
Steel Eel. I said it when we talked about it,
Steel
actually.
is.
So it's definitely one.
Diamondback is not.
It's like Raging Bull is definitely not.
Right.
Now, all right, Diamondback is definitely not now. It might have been before Banshee.
Well, I think it was.
It was in there for me. Vortex, because I'm an Arrow.
Oh, Vortex. Forgot about Vortex.
I'm a sucker for Arrow, so it would have been like maybe a toss-up. I would have had to think about it, whereas now I don't have to think about it.
Yeah.
Banshee's definitely number one for me there. So unfortunately, it's been eclipsed. It was at one point, though, more than likely. Steel Force. That's the best ride in that park. That's still my number one.
Yeah.
Talon and Hydra are both a lot of fun, but like Steel Force is I always want to end on Steel Force.
Yeah.
Steel Force is the best ride there. Okay, so that's another one.
And then Carowinds?
Oh, Fury. Oh, well, fuck that park.
That or Afterburn.
The part that just got more great rides than you realize until you're there again.
Yeah.
I don't know. I got to go back another time. We've only been there once since Fury's been there. So
that's true.
It was like the new ride, too. But I got to go back one more time with them both and then see.
I think we ended on Afterburn.
I kind of feel like I still like Afterburn better.
Yeah. B&M inverts are just so hard to beat.
But that's close, too, though.
Yeah, it
that's
is.
a close one.
And then King's Dominion?
You know, Intimidator might be the best ride there. Yeah, the Dominator is so good, though. Dominator is so good.
No, I like Dominator better.
Yeah. God darn it. You know, it's like these should all be the best ride in each one of their parks. But
it's tough.
Like they're kind of not, though.
And then, Six Flags Great Adventure, it's like, I don't know.
See, that one...
That's tough.
It's also tough, but I'm going to say Nitro.
You're going to say Nitro?
It's my favorite ride in that park, yeah.
Over El Toro, yeah.
Yeah, between the two.
Okay.
Nitro's just a little more perfection. It's slightly edges it out.
Yeah.
All right, so at least
and
3 of these or so are best rides in their parks.
SeaWorld Orlando, Yameko's not the best ride there. Because you got Manta.
No, yeah. Oh, and Over Texas with Titan, not the best ride there.
What is the best ride there?
Although, yeah. It's kind of a weird lineup.
Yeah.
That's what we wanted to end on, right? Didn't we get screwed out of it?
We did.
But I think that was our favorite. We enjoyed that the most.
Yeah.
Freeze. It's not Giant, right? Not New Giant.
No. I feel weird saying Freeze, though.
So maybe it is the best ride there, actually.
Yeah, it could be.
Again, I kind of have to go back.
Yeah.
But even when a Hyper or airtime machine is not the best ride in the park, it's always up there. It's always like a runner up, maybe, or it's always in contention for that spot.
Yeah.
Because these are just such, these rides just, when we pull the parking lot, you can see them, and they're just huge, and they loom over the skyline. They create the skyline of most parks, actually, because everything else is like below the trees for the most part. It's like, these rides just command your attention, and they're always in there. Steel airtime machines. Every park, a couple parks that don't have them yet need to have them.
Oh, definitely.
For sure.
Yeah. Find the room. Yeah.
So great. All right, so now you kind of have a couple categories. You got honorable mentions, and then you got your others.
Stuff that just didn't make the
You're
list.
kind of like, it didn't make the list. Might surprise some people. We could try to explain ourselves briefly. You want to go with mentions first?
Yeah, honorable mentions. Well, I mean, Titan for me is an honorable mention. Didn't make my list, but very good. I'll say Skyrush is a weird one at Hershey Park.
Oh, okay.
If that ride, if the restraints didn't kill you on that ride, it would probably make my top 10 list. Maybe even top 5. Who knows?
It's extreme.
I can see the potential in it, but it just kills you.
There's a great ride in there somewhere.
Yeah, there is. There really is. But it's like Hershey and or Intamin are being stupid about it and ruining it for everybody by not changing those restraints.
It is an awesome ride. Yeah, it is.
I'm telling you, it could be one of the best of all time if they just fixed that.
It could be. I see what you're saying.
It has that potential.
Like, yeah, but it could be great if you could ride it without any pain. Because even with the pain, I still always go back on it. I have to. It's just so good. It's so great. It's kick-ass.
Yeah.
It's a kick-ass ride. All right. What else do you have?
Phantom's Revenge.
Yeah, that was going through my mind a couple times.
Yeah,
As we were going through the list.
I didn't get to ride the original Steel Phantom. You did.
I did.
I did not make it though. But I do like Phantom's Revenge.
Well, that wouldn't be
lot.
in this category anyway. So
yeah, right.
actually,
But that is a ride that's always a lot better than I remember. It always sneaks up on me where there really is a lot of air on there, like at the end, and it is a lot of fun, but not good enough to make my either one of our lists.
yeah, I could see that still today maybe making a lot of enthusiasts top 10 lists. It's cool. It's unique. It's got a unique history to it. It's literally a ride where Arrow and Morgan collide.
Yeah.
You can always look for that point where they meshed the two tracks together.
Yeah.
Which I think has changed over the years. I think they went back and replaced more of the old Arrow track. I believe, right? It's just the lift now. I think it might be the only thing left.
It might be.
Yeah, but also, I couldn't rank it top 10. That's a herky-jerky ride. It's a lot of fun, but yeah, it really it kind of roughs you up, actually. It's like double up and double down, or double down first, then double up at the end.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's fun, it gets you out of your seat, but kind of slam down hard. It also kind of hurts. Weirdest lap bar. That little slide arm thing that comes down on you. And just, it's cool, though. It's fun.
All right.
I guess I have to go Superman at New England.
Did not make either one of our lists. It's funny. I didn't really think about it until you said it, but I am a little surprised that didn't make your list.
And I guess I'm not as surprised it didn't make your list because you've been more down on it.
Oh, yeah, I've been down on that thing for years.
In recent years, whereas I've been less down on it, but yet I just couldn't get it in my list. I couldn't do it.
Yeah, so this is one that I'm sure is on a lot of people's lists.
Yeah, this is the one people will be yelling and screaming about. Listen to this, like, oh, how could you not have that on there? Now, I'm not going to go so far though. See, I'll give it an honorable mention. I don't want to throw it in the bottom 10 or whatever, just do the others pile.
Yeah.
Because I don't think it's not bad. This one really suffers from how far it's fallen. We both got to experience it in its first few seasons, and it just has fallen so far from that. Unfortunately, the restraints today blow, and not as bad as Skyrush, but they, for what that ride used to be, they're not good. They hit you on the wrong part of the leg, like too far down. It's like not your lap. It's like it pinches like somewhere on your thigh, and it makes it uncomfortable. And then it just, it's Six Flags, and they're not the greatest at maintaining rides, and that ride all too often just doesn't ride very well anymore. You can kind of feel the wheels rolling, that kind of effect. If you're an enthusiast, probably know what I'm talking about. It's also rusty more times than not because they let it go way too long before doing the first paint job. So I think too much rust had already accumulated. So now they painted it a second time when they turned it back to Superman. But like it already, like in that same season, I think some of the rust started showing through again. Because I think it got too rusty in the first place. Because they went a good decade, I think, before they painted it the first time and made it purple. with that Bizarro changeover. And then that's added weird kind of wear and tear on the whole thing, where they took some stuff and they warped it, and now it's never gonna go fully back to what it was. They didn't even put the name back right. It was Superman Ride of Steel, and now it's Superman the Ride. Even for me, it couldn't rank. Not top 10. You know, it's not far out of the top 10. It may be number 11, but it's not top 10.
Okay.
And it ranks and has ranked as number 1 on the golden tickets. Many a time, right? It's like 6 or 7 years. It traded off with Millennium Force for many years.
Yeah. So, you know, you mentioned it. Millennium Force, not on our list.
I invoked the name, didn't I? Yeah. But that one, that one, there's no question. That's never been on my top 10.
No, yeah, we were not on board with that from day one.
Since day one, yeah. I wrote it opening season.
Yeah.
And I never was that enthralled with it. It's fast, but there's like not much error to speak of. And yeah, I always liked Superman at Six Flags New England better.
Oh, definitely.
Never understood why Millennium Force would even be trading number 1 with that. It's not bad, but it just doesn't do a whole hell of a lot. That's one of the big divides we've always had with the more general enthusiast community. So not on anyone's list here. No, thanks for writing endorsement of that ride. So what else? What's left? You know, good, bad, or just okay? Well, I mean, the joke is already came up a couple times. Intimidator at Carowinds.
Yeah,
because that's just one neither one of us like.
No, and we gave that ride multiple shots over multiple years, and it's not good.
I really feel that's B&M's worst airtime machine.
Yeah. There's just no air on it.
Yeah, it just doesn't work. It's not great.
Goliath at Over Georgia. I remember liking that one.
That's fun.
But we only did it the one time.
It's fun. Goes like into the highway.
Yeah, it's a little weird.
It's just kind of fun and cool. But yeah, no, not top 10.
And then the other Goliath at La Ronde, under 200 feet, but a lot of fun. I remember.
Also fun, but not great.
No.
Yeah.
And the same thing. You could say the same thing about Behemoth at Canada's Wonderland. You know, it's fine, but not great. You know, I mentioned Leviathan. Yeah, so those are the B&Ms.
Okay.
For Intamin, there are the other 2 Superman airtime machines. Because we talked about the New England one, then there's the one at Six Flags America, and there's the one at Darien Lake.
Those 2 like sister rides.
Yeah, we've done the one at America. We have not done the one at Darien Lake. We kind of got screwed out of that one.
Oh yeah, did we ever?
But I think they're mirror image layouts.
I believe so. Yes.
And the American one is not great.
So much dead space.
Yeah.
Just straightaways and just the helix is like too perfect. Just a circle. It's so boring.
Yeah, it's like it's actually not fun. It's really weird.
It's real. Yeah, it's just
I don't know why they made that ride so sprawling. There's no need to have the helix, that boring helix, like so far away from everything else.
Yeah, it's just 2 straightaways.
Yeah, it's very
to get
strange.
into it and out of it. They didn't add any bunny hills or anything on the way in or out. It's just so flat. That ride, yeah, that ride falls flat.
Wait, hold on a second though. Is it because the Darien Lake one was built first? Was it because of that? Because they had to deal with the water?
Oh, and then it was just put into America, and they could have done something different, but they just did it that way. Maybe.
Yeah, now I'm looking at a picture. You can see it. The straightaway goes over some water.
It's like bridging over water. Oh,
so that's why.
But it makes no sense in America.
Yeah,
it's just annoying.
It's just an open field, and it did it anyway.
Well, you know, those early premiere Six Flags days was great. Yeah, that's not a great ride though. Not a great layout.
What about Desperado at
the
Buffalo
the
Bills?
Oh,
Casino.
Oh,
Arrow Hypercoaster.
Desperado.
We were there. We gave it a shot.
Didn't get on it though,
and it wasn't open. So that's we tried.
One of the ones we haven't made it to. It's still operating, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's still going.
It could be good.
Yeah. Don't know.
We gotta check it out. I have a hard time thinking it's gonna be a top 10 for the one of us, but
yeah, probably. Yeah.
But to be fair, we have not been on it. Is it the only other Arrow in this country? Because Magnum made the list.
Yeah.
And that's the only other one done
Yeah, and then Steel Phantom was not a airtime machine,
No.
really. And now it's like Morgan,
That was
so...
a looper. And then it's like, if you want to count Gemini as like a like an ancestor, it's
Yeah.
like airtime machine, Steel airtime machines BC. BM before Magnum.
Yeah. Well, it's like
But
that.
like, I don't
and-
know. I don't really count that though either.
Yeah.
I don't really.
Right, Excalibur at Valley Fair.
Oh, there's another one. That's true.
Yeah.
And I think there was one at Astroworld. It was also like that went away with that park. I think they actually might have torn it down before the park
Oh, man.
for an SLC.
Oh,
of all
God.
things. I believe that's what happened with
It's
that
a
one.
bad swap.
But anyway, yeah. So,
And what is it called?
what are we forgetting?
Lightning Run at Kentucky Kingdom. That little chance machine. That is an airtime machine.
Yeah. Okay. How high is that?
100 feet.
Wow.
It's a tiny one.
Yeah, you could throw that in there. Why not? I didn't even think of it honestly, but even you're bringing that to me now. I'm not worried about it. Like I wouldn't
No.
have put it on my top 10. You actually kind of didn't like it, I think.
It
right?
hurt.
Yeah. I didn't get as much pain, I think, as you did, but it's just okay. Mm-hmm. It's fun. Fun little backyard machine. It's not.
Yeah.
It's definitely not a top 10. It's just okay. Yeah, good try. I guess I'll give him that. It was a nice try.
Is that it?
So that's the airtime machine world.
I think
we're living
that's
in?
pretty much it.
Yeah, it's an interesting category. It's interesting that multiple parks have more than one.
Yeah.
Like it's a category you could actually have more than one and get away with it. But a lot of parks still have none. There's room for more there.
I think parks should find the space because it is a really good ride type. And it's a crowd pleaser. People tend to like these rides because not having inversions, I think, makes the ride seem more accessible to a lot of people.
Oh yeah, I think it definitely is. I don't think it just seems. I think it is more accessible
is
to
more?
people.
Okay.
Yeah, sure. You might be able to get younger riders who are just starting out onto these rides before you can convince them to get onto rides with all the crazy inversions. But then also the other side of the spectrum, you could definitely do these into much more extreme old age than you can do the inverts. For sure. It's those heavy G changes and all that inverting that becomes harder to take the older you get. And then just all in between, people who just can't stomach because they do get sick or they just get too frightened by the quick changes of all the crazy mega loopers and stuff. These are, again, they're easier on your system. Both physically, but I think also mentally. The biggest thing with these is the fear of heights. But if you're able to either keep that at bay, if you have it a little bit, or if people don't have it at all, great, you can enjoy these rides. So yeah, the crowd pleasers in general, but it's an area where like we generally like the more extreme stuff, but yet we like these too.
Oh yeah.
I think just as much as the general crowd. So it's also a nice area where enthusiasts and casual riders kind of can get together. And both really, because I think even like Woody's is a little harder, a little more of a gray area. Enthusiasts really love them, but not as many regular casual riders can get into it because they're just it's rough.
Yeah.
You hear that all the time,
Right.
and a lot of times about rides that aren't rough, and you're like, what? This is rough? No, not really. Because after a while, it's like any little vibration they just perceive as rough.
Yeah. Right.
And it's like, no.
Well, El Toro has that shirt, right? I like it rough.
Yeah,
It's like that's like the smoothest wooden coaster ever made.
It's like, what? That's not rough. What are you talking about? But a lot of people who don't ride a lot of rides, they perceive it that way. Yeah. Whereas these steel airtime machines, I think everybody can kind of get in on these and come together. We all can hold hands together. We all can have our hands up, but be holding on to each other, and it's great.
Yeah, because like Nitro consistently gets like at least a 20-minute wait. So anytime you go to these parks, that the people are always lined up to get on the hypers, to get on these airtime machines.
Yeah, right. They never have really died down.
No, they're never walk-ons.
Yeah,
Really, never.
yeah. Unless you get like first in the morning or something.
Yeah.
Or a day that's drizzly or something, and the park itself is dead. But yeah, generally not. No, these rides just keep pulling them in.
Yeah.
And I understand why. They're great. They're great. Yeah, I love the airtime machine.
Yeah,
I do love it. As much as I like the looper, I like inverts the best. But still, I do love airtime machines. It's so fun.
Yeah, just thinking if I were to do a just top 10 coaster list, or even just a top 10 steel coaster list of all types, I'm not sure how many would make my top 10. I feel like I would want to throw one on there just as like, to represent the category, but I don't know.
The token airtime machine.
But if I was going to be like mean and hardcore about it, would it make a top 10 list of mine? I'm not sure, actually.
Well, I think if anything, rides that have airtime machine parts would definitely be on there. But
okay.
I think what happened is Rocky Mountain. I think before Rocky Mountain, you definitely would have some airtime machines on there.
Okay.
Without a doubt. Now, because now you have those where they combine the elements of the airtime machines, but also have inversions. Now you start another new category that might sort of get in there and take all your airtime machines, your traditional airtime machines of steel track, off.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Maybe we'd have to both do it. I think this wraps this up, though, right?
Yep.
Thanks for riding. Airtime machines.